Hello everybody, Kevin Crouch with Ellis County Weather here, and this past April 4th we had some pretty big storms that moved through. You see one behind me here. This was the one that started the tornado warning in northern Johnson County over into Ellis County, mostly in the Midlothian area. And if you were watching when I covered this, and even the images from the CASA radar, you would know this storm, this tornadic part of the storm, this rotation, very tightly wrapped up. This was a squall line that kind of started taking on supercell features. I mean, this rotation was really, really something to behold. And I want to kind of extend on a previous segment that I've done on straight line winds and talk about rear flank downdrafts, or referred to as RFD, in these storms. And it's an important part of supercells where you can actually shift very quickly from a tornado threat to a damaging wind threat. If we take a look at this storm as it moved through, let's see if I can get this over to where we can go into motion here. You're going to see this storm move off to the east, to the northeast, really due east. And when it does, let's see if I can get this in motion here. When it does, what it does is it pushes through, and then you see that it kind of takes on a smooth shape. And I know I'm kind of off camera here, but I want to make sure you have space to see that. But as it goes through, you see that it pushes on to the east, and it becomes very, very smooth and takes on that straight line wind threat kind of pattern, correct? That's what we're dealing with, and I want to take this frame by frame. So if we go here, you see that this is very much a hook echo, very recognizable. But as we keep going, what you're seeing is here's the rotation, and then the rear flank downdraft is right here. So these are the winds that are coming out around, wrapping around that circulation, and you can actually kind of see it bowing out just on the other side of Alvarado, moving towards Venus. And here you have this this little bitty bow echo that's pushing here. Here's that rotation, the end of that hook echo, and then these rear flank downdraft winds right on the other side of it. So as we continue to go forward, and I kind of want to zoom in on this a little bit to give you a better view, here's this, this very definitive bow echo here, these RFD straight line winds moving in. And I'm actually going to move this over a little bit so that we have room to see what happens with this. Again, we still have inflow going into the rotation, you still have your hook echo, but all of this is starting to really become a definitive bow echo. And as we keep going, look how much this turns into a very defined, very well-defined bow echo here. And that's these strong winds moving right towards the Midlothian area. And as we keep going, I want to zoom in on this. Look at this bow echo. Just incredible. And one thing I want to point out, you probably can't really read it very well, but if you can see that, it says here tree on house, right just down from downtown, really on the on the edges of downtown Midlothian. You see all these winds, they came in and blew down a massive tree right on a house. Now the thing is, there wasn't a lot of damage around it, so we thought, okay, well that must not be a tornado, because it was very localized. And these straight line winds are coming in, and there's a lot of dense trees and homes and things to break the wind. There was a clearing right to the southwest that allowed the winds to catch this dense tree like a sail and knock it right down on that house. So these very strong winds come out of this tornado threat, and the National Weather Service was estimating winds of 70, even up to 80 miles per hour in this RFD section of the storm. So even if you don't get a tornado, you can still get a very dangerous situation out of these tornadic storms. And again, as it pushes through, what you're going to see is it kind of loses that shape a little bit. So once it got outside of Midlothian, the RFD even kind of wasn't quite as intense, as at least not as well defined as it was. But as you went, the wind continued to be pretty strong throughout the rest of the county, but it was not the kind of situation that we were looking at in the Midlothian area. And at this point, this very heavy rain, small hail inundating the Midlothian area. So I just kind of wanted to take the opportunity to show that to you and talk about that straight line winds. We've done a straight line wind segment before. This was an opportunity to really kind of hone in on that and talk about a specific topic. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to do more of these in front of the green screen here, be able to actually do an object lesson. And, you know, in the future, if you want to see a certain part of a storm talked about, leave a comment and let me know so that I can make sure that you're as educated as possible. For now, thank you so much, and make sure that you have your safety plan in place as severe weather season continues.